for another What is Japan Saying About? The general theme, this one's hard to put into a general theme. This one has a bunch of variety topics today. We'll be looking at what aggregate sites such as Umadori and FF14 Sokuho have gathered across the Japanese player base this week. These sites gather things from official sources, Twitter, and honestly, most often, 5chan, so do keep that in mind, as some of their opinions and posts can get quite exaggerated. We're going to be looking at, I think, just four today. And we're going to start with... Also, I found out this banner actually has two variations. It's random. It's either this one or the other one. That's why I never noticed the other one, I think, last time. Anyway. This one is talking about what veteran players want the most from Sprouts. It doesn't matter, like, even if you're kind of bad at the game, it's fine as long as you do this, whatever this is in this case. So, 377 here starts the, like, what is it? The section they cut out as, it's fine if a Sprout sucks, but for crying out loud, use chat. How to use chat and filters should really be explained. 380 saying, this isn't a social game. I didn't come here to chat. With 381 saying, maybe they just like being alone. Lately, voice chat is more common, but there's a lot of people who refuse to join but use text chat, so I wish there was an in-game voice chat function. 382 responding with, it's the boomers who are saying you can play through the whole game alone. There's no point in chatting outside of free company and links to all chat. 383 saying, it's insane that the first time you have to play with other people is in Crystal Tower. And then I think this is 384? Yeah, 384. Recently I saw 4 Sprouts in lab and every single one of them ended up with the wrong alliance during Atmos and we had to wipe. If it's going to be required for MSQ, they need to be guided properly. With 385 saying, it's because the chat doesn't make noise and has all those tabs and whatever. It's too confusing for newbies and they basically just ignore it. It's kind of shit. With 391 responding, I'll try to get people to talk, but I've been ignored so much I've just stopped trying. The story's from 6.0, but anyway, I made a PF to practice healing rather than just jumping into DF. By the way, side note, this is apparently a thing Japanese players will do more often. Anyway, back to what they were saying. And even though I typed out that I was practicing, they still big pulled and I just couldn't keep up. I tried telling them to slow down and they just ignored me. IMO voice chat system would be better, but I still think people wouldn't listen. And the last post that was copied over here was 388 saying, PlayStation players, I don't have a keyboard. I can't chat. I think, so my opinion on this is I think they have a point. I mean, the idea of, like, you need to use the chat. You need to communicate with other people. I think that it's fine if they're bad. I can agree with the title. It's fine if you're garbage at the game and you don't know what you're doing. That's fine, but you should be looking at chat because people are usually going to try to guide you in the combat, in the fight. I mean, just a little bit earlier when I was doing the roulettes, we were in... Is that Tamtara Hard? The one with Edda. We were in there, and... Okay, I will admit I was being curt and very quick, short-worded because I was trying to type while also hitting combos. But essentially just saying, stop, no, don't do that. And they... I think they kinda stopped doing it, but they also ran away with the AoE marker. And even when you tell people, don't go over there, don't do that, you know. And to some extent, yes, just saying, don't, stop, is not the most helpful. I will fully admit that. But I also only have limited time to type in between GCDs. But even so, some people will legitimately not look at the chat. You can tell them as many times, no, that's a stack marker, come over here. You can pull them over. I mean, I made the meme animation of pulling a person over and they just run right into the AoEs afterwards. You can try to talk to them as much as you want, but they don't listen. They don't look at the chat. By default, which person was it? 385 had a point. Players won't notice it because it doesn't make noise. And I'm sure to some people that all those tabs seem confusing and like they don't matter or what have you. So I can understand to a point what they're trying to say. I know that I believe you are able to make the chat make noise, but you would have to go through settings and what have you. But I also don't think it making noise would necessarily alert players to it unless it's some sort of thing that, like, I don't know, it says chat or something. Like, how can you use a sound to tell them, like, look at the text box? I'm sure for some players, maybe they even, like, completely hide it. You can do that. And yeah, I kind of didn't really realize that they're right, that the first time you're gonna run into other human players is in Crystal Tower. And while Crystal Tower is an ease and a breeze right now, it's got a couple of weird things that you won't have ever encountered before, and if they're not looking at the chat, they're very easily not going to be attentive enough and might, you know, go to the wrong alliance group. They have to wipe or what have you. That said, all of that agreeing with the general vibe of this thread, this portion of the thread, I do have personal opinions about 391. I think that if but this is a Japan versus NA thing. The idea that if you're practicing, not just the whole like, oh, they're practicing healing or whatever, but I think that if anything, they should be having them big pull and they should be practicing big pull. But that is coming from a North American player that, you know, I did just big pull the first leveling dungeon of Dawn Trail, and people are going to expect that you're able to handle it. And if you don't just kind of try it from the get-go, at least in my opinion, I think you're setting yourself up to never get used to it. But that is a difference between my NA experience and JP player experience. So that's a whole other can of worms that we'll set aside. Next, we have a little silly one, which they're saying, you know, even though it was called, you know, Dawn Trail was called the summer vacation, where are the swimsuits? Where are the swimsuits? With 955 starting off with, you know, they said this X-Pack was the summer vacation X-Pack, but like, where's the swimsuits? I was thinking, oh, heck yeah, Moonfire Fair, let's go! But emote. With 956 saying, summer vacation, am I right? Essentially. Oh yeah, did it say summer vacation? Did they really say that? And of course, your Stola's got a swimsuit. Your Stola's got a swimsuit. I don't know if you guys have seen her pose, just as an aside. I don't know if you guys have seen her pose. Her pose when you set her to that outfit is... Damn, girl. 959 saying, wasn't it only like one person who said that about it being a summer vacation? I think this is the next one. Yeah, 962 was, quote, we want to give Warriors of Light a summer vacation, Yochin said, they think. I wasn't sure which... I don't know, is this supposed to be Yoshida or is this supposed to be somebody else? I actually don't know who they mean specifically. 965 saying, Estinian had the ideal summer vacation. 969 saying, I mean, trying to make an MMO with a summer vacation theme is dumb as fuck. I came for an experience, why would I want to take a break? But yeah, I think it's fine if it's communicated. I just think that if they want to practice, jumping back. I think if they want to practice, it would be in their best interest to practice with a big pull. But that, again, That is coming from someone who plays on NA, where there are different expectations. Next one we have... I jokingly titled this hashtag healer strike, but that's not really what they're saying. They are saying that they are in a big healer drought, is what I will translate it as for a later pun later. I promise this is a tool that will be important to us later. They are in a great healer drought. Arcadia, light heavyweights 1 through 4, weekly re-clears. I have a river of green. That's what the drought was for. Did you get it, chat? Did you get it? Yes? Yes. 222 starts off this segment with "Can't wait to see the Green River today." 857 responding, "Last week was a Green River, but who knows? This week could be something else." 920 saying, "No way, a Blue River's Lamal." 73, so this must have gone across multiple threads. "Looks like the missing jobs are ranged caster barrier healer." On mana, I'm trying to get a 3S in the range slots fill immediately. 240 saying that Gaia has a ranged river. 272 saying that isn't it normal for Blue River for re-clears? 276 saying it's usually blue or green. Range or caster rivers, I need picks or it didn't happen. 281 later responding, "What f***ing world are you from where there aren't enough range players? Meteor? Elemental?" 288 responding to directly saying, "Well, then come to Meteor then. It's not like massive or anything, but there's a decent amount of PFs looking for ranged." 305 saying, "The f*** you on about Blue River? 4S needs 24 regen healers, 36 shield healers, and tank 18. And we've got a lovely picture. Let me pull up the picture, nice and big for y'all. Look at this lovely, lovely river. Green, green. We got some, but this one must be a recent start, right? Okay, oh, we got one red. Oh, green, 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 green. One green, one green, one green. Green, green. We got another, we got some red here. Green, green, green. Both of them. Green, green. Both green, 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 green. Both greens again. One green in each. One green. Two, another solo green. Oh, both of the healers are missing here. Oh, straight line of green. We got a tank missing here and another green, so they're missing both. Oh, one of the greens. This one must have just started, but it's missing both greens. Both greens, another green. Every single party here is missing a healer. Due to this, I can't see whether or not it is shield or regen, but regardless, it sounds like it is generally barrier healers, shield healers. So yes, they are experiencing the healer... I don't want to say healer shortage, but let me just say this. I jokingly titled it like hashtag... I jokingly titled this page hashtag healer strike. But the reason why... You want to know why healers are... Why there's a river of green? Because there's always a healer... There's always a river of green. There's always a bunch of healer spots open. This has always been the case. Healers are by far the... I don't want to say the least populous, but probably. Healers are, in my opinion, the most stressful, in a way. But the reason why I enjoy healer is because the way that it's stressful, at least one of the ways that it gets stressful, is to me, like, a way that helps me pay attention. My brain is all over the place, very chaotic. So having a lot of different things to pay attention to actually helps me play better. It still stresses me out to an extent, but it actually helps me play better. But that's not the case for a lot of people, obviously. And healers are always at a minor shortage, I would say, to the amount of other roles. And especially since now we're also trying to we're kind of having the healers split between two groups, either shield or regen healer. Now you're gonna have shield and regens that are like kind of split, like, oh well, I prefer playing a regen healer, oh I prefer playing a shield healer. And that's completely understandable. Like, I vastly prefer shield healers to regen healers. Not that I can't try to play regen healers, I just don't prefer to. So now you've got, you know, the already small healer group, like, fractured between two halves, and that will also make it harder. I also, yeah, so, Show throws tiny distraction. That's more like, so like, let me just put in this perspective like what I mean by like lots of things I have to pay attention to. Like, I have to watch the party list. Is one of the big things. You know, every job has to watch their cooldowns, but that's like one factor. I'm watching the party list. I'm watching where a bunch of things goes. I'm also the shot caller in my static. So I'm now also juggling that bit of information. And honestly, because my brain is always pretty like chaotic and noisy and messy. So by having more chaos, more like directed, I can take that chaos and direct it at things, right? I can direct that you know, like my eyes jumping around and going like, oh, I gotta check this, I gotta check that. Oh, brains go brr, 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 brr. I can take that chaos and direct it. And that's why for me, the thing that I think probably turns other people off from playing healer, at least some people, is the reason why I like to play healer. And then there's also the fact that, yes, the unfortunate thing is that with healing anyway, your run is dependent on other people not being head up their ass. So it can be frustrating in other ways, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I think that's more the reason, at least in my opinion, I think that's more the reason why healers are notoriously short. Small in number. That's why I think they're notoriously small in number. It's not because they're not fun, necessarily, okay? I know for some people they're not fun. But I'm not saying that I am saying that the healers on their own can be fun, but that the type of person that enjoys it is naturally smaller, I think. I think the type of person that can handle those sorts of situations and stuff and enjoys them is much smaller than other roles. And that's my take. I will actually say I did actually delete a comment that made a fucking hashtag healer strike, because I'm gonna say it like, I don't agree with that. I think that the healer strike is stupid and all that, but yeah. It is worth noting that we are always running low on healers. That's why, like, I don't end up running as much as I'd like to in Valley Garmanda even. Like, I don't get to run as much on Picto as I might want to, because it's just so much easier to get into parties as a healer. Like, if I want to farm an EX, I just run as a healer because I can easily get into parties. Because not as many people enjoy the healer life. Yeah. I mean, people are mad at every expansion's changes. I don't think it's healer exclusive. I don't think it's healer exclusive. I'm pretty sure people get mad. I swear. People get mad about like everything like that gets changed. I'm sorry, but I get it. I'm somebody that's easy to please and go with the flow and be like, well, I like Scholar. I'll take what they give me. And I have my opinions about Seraphism. Like, I think when we first dropped, I thought Seraphism was an absolute dud. Like, worse of a dud than even more of a dud than Dissipation. But we did M3 and I'm like, wow, this skill is busted when it's useful anyway. You know? So once I actually did content that would need that amount of raw healing, it was great. But I mean, and they say, oh, that's why people are doing the healer strike. But the thing is, I don't want every fight to need me to press every single button. If every dungeon needed me to press Seraphism, needed the amount of raw healing that Seraphism gives you, I would never be able to recover things when they need to be. Yeah? Yeah. But yes. I I just think it's just gonna be more exacerbated the more players we have. And I think you had a point about that. I think you said that, Tomo. That, like, you know, there's more people. You know, there's 100% more people. Not 100%, but there's a boatload more people, right? There's a boatload more people. So as a result, the ratios are gonna get... Like, the ratios, I think, are gonna stay about the same, right? I think the ratio of tank to healer to melee DPS to caster DPS to fizz range DPS, if we, like, split it out like that, I think the ratios will stay about the same, but the amount of players in those groups are obviously gonna fluctuate to an extent. Like, it's gonna get... Like, it to some extent is gonna exacerbate the problem more because the healer group is already pretty small. And that's... You know, you can say, well, we need more people playing healers, but, like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, yes, we do. But I think trying to make the healers into, like, what the DPS jobs have isn't gonna be it. But that's my opinion. All my point is about this Japan thing is that, yes, they are also struggling with finding healers. But not because of the healer strike. Not because of the healer strike. I just thought to brought that up as thought to bring that up as a side thing. So now, probably the big one that was going around. I actually had a thing, comment. I'll bring it up in a bit. You might be able to guess just by the English words that are in here. They actually translated an entire Reddit thread. I'm not gonna go to the Reddit thread, but, you know, smile was used in the most bizarre moments. And this was... I think this is an opinion that you see a lot, unfortunately. I say this as somebody that likes the song and didn't really dislike it at any of the points. But, yes, they translated the Reddit thread. I'm not gonna go through it. But the general idea is that, oh, they kind of use it at weird points. And it wasn't... They tried to get some commentary, and I even dug a little bit more. There weren't that many comments, but generally, so here we go. We have 133 saying, Aaronville saying, what happened to my hometown? Lamachi, using this emoji, by the way. Everyone smile! BGM, smile. Okay. Let me find the actual... I did dig and see if there was anything more. Let me actually find... Okay, here it goes. So they responded to... So the 133 was this part. The Aaronville. What happened to my hometown? Everyone smile! And then they responded this. This is a primal. With 139 saying, whenever Smile started playing at a weird time, I get this, like, awful feeling. 147 saying... Alexandria's values, soul system, and technology is so different, but they did nothing. Smile is like, everything is fine, but we did nothing! In Shadowbringers, Endwalker defeated the big bad, so the only thing next was to look forward to the future, but this is completely different. There's a mountain of problems. Don't f***ing turn a blind eye and grin over there. 150 saying Wooklamat is smiling because she has power over Solution 9 now. Alright, finally... Smile, 151 saying, whenever Smile started playing me, it reminded me of when Come Sweet Death played during Evangelion. I'm not gonna try to pronounce the other title. Sorry. So that seems to be there. There wasn't that much else, I will say. I tried to look for more in here. I know, random. That's what I mean, like... This entire post is like... It's the same thing that you're gonna see in, particularly Reddit. People not considering that, like, well, maybe we talk about that next? Maybe, because, don't get me wrong, we did come off an expansion where it finished, right? But in this case, you know, we've got more happening after this. We have the patch story. Oh, well. My opinion is, I like the song. It is a musical number that is very fun, and I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed being able to actually pay attention a little bit to the lyrics during the train scene. Couldn't other song I've gone there? Sure, maybe, I guess. I think it works really well in the coronation scene. The train scene is like, okay, but like what other song do we have for the we're all in this together vibe for this expansion? Because they don't always, but they often try to stick to music that's from that expansion for key moments like that. Oh, but Smile is the best we got, at least I think. My opinion. But I like Smile. I like Smile. Smile is good. It is a fun piece. You know, it is a fun musical number ensemble piece. Could they have used it a few less times? Sure. That I can agree on. I think a lot of people can agree maybe it would have been better specifically in like the ending song as the ending and maybe like one other time. So, I mean, the end cutscene, it should be there. Perhaps we could have gotten one where it was a bit more melancholy, I think. Yeah, I could agree with that. But I like the song. I think it was good. I don't have any problems. I actually had a comment on my most recent video going, wow, you're the first person I've seen that's not been like, what is this song doing here? Yeah, I jammed out to it. I like the song. I enjoy it. Just to bring... I do just want to go take a quick look at... We've got comments. Just to give a brief look at what I was applying before digging through the trash to see other comments. Things saying like, it's more fun to play with poop emoji than lion emoji. Meaning, Lamachi, by the way. Sarcasm is like, oh, you're my family too! Anytime you see that lion emoji... They are mocking her. At least that's the vibe I get. Let's just say this. 5chan has about the same opinion as Reddit does in a lot of ways. I think we get enough of this type of commentary over on Reddit as well, so. This was a fun little tweet I saw this week. The text saying, 1 to 3 re-clears are fun! And my favorite comment being... this person saying, Bombarian Special! And finally, one little thing that I think was literally posted today. Today, yes. Today! Congratulations, Sakaguchi, for clearing 4S! Sakaguchi has cleared before me and probably you, whoever's watching this video. How does that feel? It's fine. Sakaguchi's like... Isn't he retired? He has all the time in the world. Congrats to Sakaguchi, though. I see they had a uniform going on here. Legit, though. What an interesting outfit. Good on him. Good on him. And he did post... I'm not going to translate this too much, but he did post his... memo. Oh, here, let me shrink this a bit and show you guys the whole memo. He posted his memo for 4S. He made memos about all of his things, like, oh, near, far... Where did they stand for each pattern? Where does the secondary tank go? How do they where do we go based on this? Where do I stand as the secondary tank? I think because he's a sub tank, yeah? Yeah, he's got a paladin hat, so he's usually the off tank sub tank. We have a lot of different memos. Some of these I haven't seen, so... Oh yeah, and he has like, okay, so... Fast 3, late 2, fast 2, late 1. Long goes here. This is where the DPS go. I mean, these are essentially diagrams that you would see anywhere, but like handmade. I love seeing these types of things, even if like, yeah, you could just look at the memos and the guides and whatever. But if anything, making your own memo can really help you. I think. And I think it's really cool to see that, like, Sakaguchi's like, here was my little handmade guide for myself. Very cute. Very adorable to see all of this. This looks like this was the first half, and then he went to here, and then he went up here. I'm sure the rest of these diagrams will make more sense to me soon. Congrats to Sakaguchi for his clear. And I love the diagrams. And that's actually all I had for this week. The creator Pop Team... yes, he does. I don't know if he plays right now, though. It could be static, but I mean, he could have all... I mean, come on. If Sakaguchi tells you to wear blue and white, like this outfit, would you... You would listen to him, right? If Sakaguchi says, hey, can we wear this? They would be like, hell yeah. Nah, it's almost certainly a static, though. But it is probably mostly dev or previous Square Enix members. That is the end of all that I wanted to go over for this week. I will be trying to do this again next week on Sunday. So please look forward to it. Thank you guys for listening to all of that. If you want to hear more or catch up on old ones, please be sure to subscribe onto the YouTube channel. And hit up the like button especially if you want to see more, because that will tell the algorithm that it should get recommended. And I really appreciate that. I really appreciated all the support on the previous 2 episodes, as well as the Honeybee, the Be My Honey music video that I finished. I really appreciate all the support there. And I would really appreciate it if you guys gave this video, when it is finished, a like as well. If you'd like to come by when I read these live, I tend to do them on Sundays every week. And I mostly play Final Fantasy XIV on stream, but I play other games and I live stream to YouTube and Twitch regularly. Mostly Tuesday to Sunday. Mostly Tuesday to Sunday, with Tuesdays and Wednesdays being raid days. So I hope to see you on this next stream. Thank you. I don't know how to end this but saying Oyasumi bye bye when we're not done with stream. Come to next stream and you'll see me fumble like this. Yay! Okay, I'm done recording. Press the recording off button. Bye! YouTube video!